Hello, my name is Dana Louise, and I'm an author of this book. It's called, can you read it? This is going to sound weird. This is going to sound weird. And you can find it on Barnes & Noble and Amazon and some other websites randomly scattered around the website or on the internet. Why would you want to read this book? What's it about? Well, I'm a contactee and an experiencer and have been for basically my entire life. I remember it starting in infancy with gray aliens. Yes, the grays. And then after that, the whole supernatural and paranormal worlds started to drop by. It's a long story. That's why I wrote a book, right? And even though I've met 3 different kinds of aliens. And these 2 other types showed up one night and they took my DNA and my husband's DNA. That's putting it politely. So anyway, we're on to the next chapter. I think this is chapter 8. Yeah. Chapter 8. And this one's called Avast Me Hearties. And I start off each chapter with a little quote. And this one is just a stupid dad joke. Stupid dad joke. So because the title is called Avast Me Hearties, the joke is, how much are those earrings? About $1 a. Okay, I know. Stupid dad joke. I know. I'm a boomer, so give me a break. Stupid boomer jokes, right? Okay. All right. So the previous chapter, I spoke about a couple, this really amazing couple. She's a shamanic practitioner and he's a psychologist. And he wrote some books about past life regression. And I kind of thought, what the heck? I'm going to go see him after because what I experienced with his wife was so amazing. I'm like, hey, let's do it. Let's go for more. All right. Here we go. As I said, Ken had written a few books about past lives. So he has to be pretty knowledgeable, right? I decided to give his therapy a try, even though I didn't completely believe in past life regressions either. There was that vision about my body being inside a box or some such thing. What was that all about? And it just happened spontaneously. So does deja vu. Deja vu is simply a space and time memory blip. Anyway, what could it hurt to go see him? Karen had already blew my socks off, and so I was up for more fun. Are you starting to see how real life is actually more exciting than TV or movies? Oh, yes, it is. Harry Potter, who? So this is now my second session with Ken. Before we started, I asked him if he would be using more of the same technique that we did the week before. Last time he had me imagine myself going through my mother's womb to search into the ethers. Actually, it was her vajayjay. Yeah, yikes. The session was so powerful that when I got behind the wheel of my car, I could hardly see well enough to drive. I was on the freeway when I figured that out. Oh, no amount of rubbing my eyes solved the issue. My vision was a blur. It took hours to resolve. He chuckled and said that I still had my baby eyes after the session. Is that a thing? Well, I had traveled in and out of the womb. Not a favorite thought. He assured me that he'd make sure that I had my adult eyes back before I left this time. We won't make that mistake again. Ken had me relax into a big Barcalonger. It was way more comfortable than the floor was with Karen. He sat across from me and started to record the session. I got to keep the tapes for later. This time he asked if I had any physical conditions that I would like to be rid of. Well, that's weird. Any pains or discomfort? Come to think of it, I actually did. At times I felt like a ball of energy was in my stomach area, sort of like an anxiety thing. My shoulders and neck would feel strange in conjunction. This information seemed to be good enough for Ken, so off we went. His velvety voice guided me deep into a state. Down, 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 into dark softness I sank. I was in the zone when he asked, "What do you see?" I looked around. I'm standing on a hill with green grass rolling down before me. The sky is blue. I'm not alone. He has me look down at my body. This is where it gets weird. I look. My sight was from the proper perspective as you would normally see yourself. Oh, I'm chained to other people. I must be a prisoner of some sort. My logical mind wondered if I was a slave. I thought I would be a woman, but no to both. What I saw didn't follow any of my thoughts at all. It was completely not what I was expecting. Right then I knew that what I saw was real and that I wasn't making it up. This was awesome. Ha! There I was, a man, a young man in my 20s. My skin was tan from the sun. My clothes were very fine. A flourish of fabric decorated my cuff, maybe lace. I must have money. This period seems to be in about the 16 to 1700s. True to my name, I must be a pirate. Dana is Danish for pirate. I must be some sort of sea-going rapscallion who's about to be punished for my crimes. Or was I innocent? That actually makes more sense. This man was a good person. His memories are mine. I can recall the ocean, the ship rocking, his cabin, sitting on his bed, his feelings, his disappointment. I am him, after all. Here I am, chained to other men. We're lined up, facing forward on a hill. Standing shackled together side by side, we listen as the charges against us are being read. Ken moves the story forward. Suddenly, I'm not this man anymore. I am an observer of him. I am me. Ken is now at my side. I can feel his physical presence, but I can't see him. We're crouching on a nearby embankment. It's probably the same hill I started from. Together, we watch the scene unfold in front of us. He asks me to describe the incident. The pirate is standing in the center of a sandy area. We are off to his right. Only Ken can't actually see what I'm seeing, I think. You never know. It didn't occur to me to ask him. To our right is a one-level wooden building, sort of what you'd expect at a military fort during that time period. Or could it be a stable? What country is this? It might be Brazil. I heard that people often visit places that they knew of in a past life. I was there as an exchange student. There's a photo of me in a building that's very similar, but it was a mill. A haunting feeling came over me when I was there. Before us, the pirate, me, is now strapped to a tall, solid post in the ground. His hands are tied behind his back. He's facing a firing squad of men. They oppose him in front of the building. I feel like they're wearing red British uniforms. They shoot. His body slumps down the pole and is unable to fall over because his hands are tied around the wrists. His arms brace his body against the post as he's dying. Ken asked me to notice the condition that the pirate's in. Would you say that the man's body position is somewhat similar to the discomfort that you're experiencing in this lifetime? Is it as you described it before? Holy smokes, yes! Ken explains that this feeling has stayed with me throughout all of the lifetimes I've ever had since this one. It started here. We were able to watch the scene because this man became disassociated right before his death. His spirit jumped out, just like when part of my soul skipped out during the slumber party. Only that was just a tiny piece of me. This is a total escape. His soul had left his body, and as he awaited his death, it was too much for him to take. Elvis had left the building. This is undesirable during a time of stress, or understandable during a time of stress, but it's not a good thing to die like that. When Ken moved the scene forward, we joined the pirate's soul off to the side to watch just as he did. After all, he is me. From a state of disassociation, he witnessed his own execution. Now I was there to watch with him. He was not alone and might have felt my presence when I joined him. According to Ken, when we arrived, we shifted the disassociated state. The pirate was sent back to his body, whether he liked it or not. A healthy position, but not exactly fun while waiting to be shot. He could now die as a whole being with peace, in one piece. Ken and I had shifted his death. We changed it. We changed history. Ken instructed me, go to him. And I'm going to leave it right there so that maybe you'll read the rest of the chapter and find out what happens after that. So anyway, thank you. I super appreciate it. And I hope you get the book. I hope this was intriguing enough. And yes, the book is controversial, but the book is hopefully something that you will enjoy and take to heart. So anyway, until next time, until the next chapter, thanks. Boop.